Welcome back to Earl's Animated Worlds, and today I'm a little under the weather. This is not an ASMR video in any means, but I really wanted to review this toy. This is from the No.1 Sentai series Gozyuger. This is the DX Tegasword and ring set, and I have never had a toy from the Sentai series line. Fitting that the first time I get a toy from the Japanese series, it's the last series, because supposedly Super Sentai's over. Oh well, let's take a look at the box. So on the box here, we have the Goju Red Wolf. We have from Boom Boomger, the Red Boom Boomger Ranger. I actually don't know if that's his name. I know from Power Rangers, that's the Red Tyrannosaurus Ranger. Also from Zhu Ranger. Also up here, we have... I'm trying to remember the name. King Onger, or this one right here. I think that's what it's from. Oh, there he is over there. This guy right here is from from Dawn Brothers. So what this comes with is we get 7 rings here, which are 5 of them are the characters up on the box. We have Goju Wolf for the transformation of the mech of Tega's full God Tega, I think is what he's called when he's transformed. His full transformation, and then we have, they use these rings here, which is of the helmets of the main Rangers to transform them. And we have a buckle here. So if you got the accessory sets from Super Mega Force or Dino Charge, you know, there was a little buckle that you could put your extra items in. That's the front of the box here anyways. Side of the box, that is Tega in his form. Back of the box, product placement, advertisement, blah, blah, blah. Other side of the box, we have our Rangers. Warriors? Can't remember what they call them in Japan all the time. I've actually only seen a few of these in Japanese. Full-on product placement up here. Be honest, if you're only going to watch one series in Japanese, I recommend Gokaiger. Alright, let's open her up. See what's inside. So first thing I want to talk about is the belt and buckle. There's not really too much to it, but if you've had like the any of the Gokaiger stuff or the Super Mega Force stuff, if you had the Ryu Soldier, or if you had Dino Fury, it's basically that type of thing, except this one is on a rail kind of thing, so you can open up one side and the other side will follow suit, and it just holds your rings. You can hold one ring at a time in here. Standard Super Sentai belt. Why they never had these in the US, I don't know. Anytime we got one over here in the US, it always had a clip here for your belt. Now, whether or not you can order an extension on this, that I'm not sure. But it's a really cool gimmick that came with the set. Alright, so when you open the box... up, you're going to have these 2 rings here. Over here, we have the Goju Wolf Ring, Sentai Wolf Ring. That's going to turn the Ranger into the Goju Wolf Ranger. This over here is meant to turn Tega into his armored mode. Now, each ring has, you know, this little ring here, but it is not going to fit on an adult's hand. But these people know their crowd, because each ring comes with a larger ring size. Mind you, this is for cosplay only. Nope. Really quick. Last time I checked, if you go to To Collectible, I believe that's the name of the site, TO Collectibles with a K. You can get a actual metal version of this ring. They're a bit pricey, but you can get one of each ranger. When you open up this box, all the rings are going to be in packages like this. I only have 4 here because I opened one already. Okay, so now we're going to get into the alternate rings here. So if you've never watched the show, these rings, if you haven't seen No.1 Sentai yet, these rings allow the other Goju Rangers to either transform or get the powers of Rangers from alternate seasons, in this case, alternate dimensions. And from left to right, we have Ryu Soldier. If you know Dino Fury, it's basically from that one. We have Boom Boomger. We didn't get that in the United States. We have Gozyuger, not Gozyuger. We have Zyuranger, which was Mighty Morphin in the United States, the first season of Mighty Morphin. We have King Onger, and we have over here, all the way to the right, Dawn Brothers. So these rings actually have different faces on them. The gimmick with this is you turn the ring and there's something new. So like I said, when you turn the heads on them, they have a different look to them. Sometimes it'll be just a void behind the characters. Sometimes it'll be other mechs behind them. And sometimes with other rings you'll see later on in the future, if I can keep doing these reviews, it's just nonsense behind them, but it is a fun little gimmick nonetheless. Gotta be honest, I love the gold on this series. I love the fact they're using this gold on these rings here. I love the fact these rings have this kind of like old style, like metal working on them. These rings will make different sounds when you put them in the Tegasword. Alright, so I reviewed the belt. We've looked at the cosmic rings here. I think that's what they're called. We haven't looked at these two yet, though. These two rings here are actually part of the transformation. These are the Gozyuger Sentai rings. This is the transformation ring from transforming the Rangers. And this is the transformation ring here to transform that guy back there. That is the Tegasword. Let's turn it on. Biggest thing I like about this is there's an on-off switch, so. This thing has several sounds to it. So. Alright, so I thought there was another noise in there. There's not. So, to transform, we place we got the applause, we got the cheers, and we got the wolf howl. If we press the button on the handle here. By the way, for this handle, remember this is a children's toy. You're an adult. You are not going to be able to fit your whole hand in here if you're an adult playing with this or buying this. That classic sword noise from back in the day when that's basically most of your toys and what the noise came out of them was. But if you hold the button, there's a special attack on every single one of them. All right, we're gonna go with this one a little bit later. After is this one here? I want to show you. There's another sound for transformation. I love that. I love they have the drums in there. If you haven't seen it, find Dawn Brothers. I recommend it. It's a good one. That is the special attack. So basically what it's going to do is basically say almost the same thing for every single one of them. I'm not going to do that right now. Maybe later in another video. Because that would take way too long. But for the transformation, transforming Tega from this to his Tega Armored mode, I think is what it's called. Pull down the hand. So let's stay up like that because I gotta do this. Oh. Middle finger goes back behind there. This one, I'd say take that off there. These do remove. These remove for later transformations. That's it with that. Mind you, these are static. They don't bend or anything at the elbow. This one, as long as everything went right, yeah. Just bring that around like that. And that's Tega from there. He does have a weapon. It's right here. That little ornamental piece on the outside to be his thumb. And now Tega has a sword. And he does have a really strong power-up. So, for the movement with this is... That's for that arm. Same goes for this arm. Legs are hollow in the back there for later on transformations. So this whole thing basically can come apart. The arms come off. The legs come off at the waist. At the waist there. Yes, these are wings in the back. These are meant to be wings in the back. He can fly. Okay, so there's something I want to tell you all right now. You are going to have a lot, if you're going to collect this stuff, you're going to have a lot of these left over. So, find a little box, put them in. So I reviewed the rings. We reviewed the little buckle here. We reviewed Tega himself. He has many noises, different sounds. Mainly with these, it just says the name of them and does the big bad attack there, or the transformation. This series will be going away February 2026, and these toys will be much harder to find. I'm trying to find them before then, because I've really been enjoying what I can find of the show online. Now, usually I'd do this at the beginning, but I want to talk about the price. And it's for this set. If you are wanting to get into this set, my biggest recommendation is ignore this set. If it is too pricey for you, ignore the ring set, the Tegasword with ring set. The main thing that it comes with that you can't get anywhere else, and you have to get one of the ring set with Tegaswords, is the Zyuranger Red Ranger Tyrannosaurus ring. Sorry to say, if you're a huge fan of Mighty Morphin, that only comes with the ring sets. There's 2 ring sets. There's one that has all the helmets in it. There's one that has, and then this is the other one. That is the only way you can get this set. There are other rings that have that same problem. So, what would I recommend? First of all, I didn't put the head part up. This head part comes up back here, so yeah, there is a... There is a face on him that is a mech face. Sorry about that. where was I? Would I recommend this set? If you got the money to do it. I had the money to just get Tega and this and both rings that come with him. I put a little extra money because this was a Christmas gift to myself. If you don't have the money, this thing cost me almost $200. And that was before the, and yeah, no. Yeah, that was before the shipping and handling. So where can you find this set? If you're lucky, you can find it on eBay for a good price. Now, if I was to recommend you just buying Tega himself with just the 2 wolf rings here, with the transformation ring and the head of his mech version there, that's usually cheaper. That's about $75 to $80 for that. And if you go to a place like, I think it's called Toe Collectibles, I'll put the name of it up on the screen there. But that or Ami sometimes has it, but you got to remember you are going to be charged shipping, handling, and maybe tariffs with that. So, look into that if you're really interested in this. This is a cool series. I'll be reviewing the other pieces later. So usually we get mechs or Zords, as we call them here in the United States. I'm not sure what other countries use the name Zord. That's not what they did with this series. It's weapons. It's the Rangers' weapons get large and attached to Tega here. And I can't wait to show you guys that one because they're really cool. Other than that, do I recommend getting Tega himself? Yes, he's so cool. It's really cool. Do I recommend watching this? Try to find it online. If you can find it, enjoy it. It's really hard to. At least I'm having trouble finding them. And then you can find like bits and pieces of the show. But with that said, are you a fan of Power Rangers or a fan of Super Sentai? How about Kamen Rider Dragon Knight? Because I believe it's either Kamen Rider or Space Sheriff Gavin will be taking over the Sentai stuff. Which, admittedly, watch Space Sheriff Gavin. It's really cool. It's like really old. Anyways, if you enjoyed this review, let me know. Like, subscribe, hit those notifications. But anyways, I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.